generous and genuine librarian and human being that made this world a better place. This space really represents everything about Kim: possibility, positivity, passion. And it really just shows how much she is intertwined in the past and the present and the future of the library. She was an unending support of others. Her love of librarianship and reading was just unassailable. Her can-do spirit, her smile, her joy of life and friends and family and making connections in the community are all a part of this garden. Kim had been talking with Magnus about the idea of this garden for several years, probably when he started high school or who knows when. He can tell you more. And she just had a vision of making this a space for children's programming, for enjoying the outdoors, to add to our butterfly garden that Carol Loughnane is so dedicatedly kept in the memory of her granddaughter. And it all just really came together in a beautiful way. Magnus wanted to carry on her vision and just worked with the library staff on this for all through COVID, planning, working, and finally bring us here today on this beautiful cloudless day to be together. I'm gonna let Magnus talk about his work on the garden and what it means to him, and anybody that wants to take the microphone, please do. Anybody that wants to speak. But otherwise, when we're done, enjoy the space, take time to reflect and talk and connect. You can go have some more coffee, refreshments, and enjoy the space. I want to thank the committee that worked on this from the library: Jason, Carol, Yadira, Christine, and Aaron. And I will pass it over to Magnus. Thank you for coming.
Hello everybody, my name is Magnus Shapinsky. I am a senior and I live here in Elmwood Park. I promise I'm not texting anybody, I have my notes here on my phone. So, about 5 years ago, Miss Kim approached me to work on a project. I've been coming to the library ever since I was very young, and when I was just a constant user of the library, and it was a big part of what I would do in my life and stuff like that. So Miss Kim knew who I was. We would do programs and stuff together. She knew that I was in Boy Scouts. 5 years ago, I was in 7th grade. And she came up to me and she's like, "Hey Magnus, you want to do an Eagle project?" I was like, "Of course I would. That would be great." I mean, coming up with an Eagle project can be a very difficult task. And she was basically offering one to me. I was like, absolutely. So she's like, "Yeah, so there's this area and we want to build like this area. It's going to be a garden type thing. We're going to maybe build a fence or something. We want you to do a project." And I was like, "I would love to do that." The only thing is, I'm in 7th grade and I'm a rank too low to start working on my Eagle project. So I told her, "Listen, I will do this project, I promise. But I got to get to the point where I'm allowed to do it in the breaking process." So time went on, and I finally got the rank of Life Scout, which is the one prior to Eagle. And once you become a Life Scout, you're allowed to start working on the process of Eagle. And the big part of Eagle is to do the project. And by the time that I finally became a Life Scout, I was in high school, and I was getting ready, like with merit badges and all the other things involved, and slowly getting ready to start approaching this project. Then unfortunately, Miss Kim passed away. And so, like I said, I wasn't old enough, and at this point in Boy Scouts, I had started to question if I was ever going to truly be able to do my Eagle. I was already in high school, and it was such a long process. I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to do it. When Miss Kim passed away, the project was no longer just an Eagle project. It became something much, much more important. She she made this thing possibility. She talked to people about it. She approached the library and came up with concepts. She had them hold the space specifically for me to work on that Eagle project. And so I couldn't just give it up. I couldn't just say, I'm done, I'm not going to do the project. And so I began working with Tiffany last summer, July 2020. We began working on the project. A year later, after that project, I was able to work on the process of getting all the stuff donated, getting everything in order, learning how to do the Eagle project on my own. There's a lot of process of how it's supposed to be done and stuff like that, and I had to learn it all on myself, and I had help from people from my troop and stuff, but a lot of it was on my own. And so coming up with the concept of doing this project and learning that is just it was a process of just learning and doing it. So once I came up with what I wanted to do, I found an image of these benches online, and I thought these benches would be perfect to have for the Miss Kim garden because they allow for people to sit and read and to bring people together like she originally wanted, while also incorporating this garden area into the actual benches. So when I started working on the project, I got very much assistance from the library with the donations. I reached out to people, to different Home Depots. They were very generous in donating all the wood, and then I was able to do different days of prepping. So we cut the wood prior, and then we did a build day. We assembled the whole benches, and then a week after that, we ended up planting all the flowers with the assistance of the garden club. And so now we are here today because of that project, and we had a lot of help, and I'd like to thank a lot of people for helping. The gardening club for helping garden everything, all the donors like the Kiwanis and stuff like that for donating. I'd like to thank the Home Depots that assisted in the actual donation of the materials. I'd like to thank all the volunteers that came out and helped build the actual benches and stuff like that. I'd like to thank Mr. Matthew Mielik because he was a very big help in helping getting the project together, helping with the supplies, getting the storage space for us, because we used this garage for about almost 2 months for storing all this stuff, and so this was a lot of space taken up, and so that was really helpful. And then I'd also like to thank my uncle Cyril Danfield, because without him the project wasn't able to be done, because like I said, the original concept came from a picture, and I gave the picture to him, and he sat and he analyzed it, and he came up with the blueprints from just one picture. And he was able to come up with what we would need, how to assemble it, the type of lengths of all the woods. And so without him, I wouldn't know what I would need to buy. I wouldn't know how to assemble it. I wouldn't have been able to do anything without him. So I really appreciate his help. And so a lot of people came together, and it was really great that everyone was able to come. And you know, we were able to complete it, and I'm really happy that we were. We're all here today because of the way that Miss Kim touched the lives of so many individuals, including me. To allow me to have the desire, the drive, and the devotion to allow me to follow through with this project. And all in order, this was all in order to unite everybody that Miss Kim touched. And we're all here today because of that. All because of Miss Kim. And I'm very grateful for all of that. I'm glad that all of you are here today. I'm glad that she was able to bring us all together with the way that she touched each and every one of us. Thank you.
Please enjoy the space, take time to connect, and share stories, and there's still a coffee, and take your time. Thank you.
All right, I'll go.